it recording?
Cars are lined up on the grid as they wait for the lights to go out. The revs are building. Let's go racing!
Good evening, everyone. It is round 10 of Wheel to Wheel Season 9. We continue our European leg of the championship at the picturesque Circuit de St. Croix in the beautiful south of France. My name is Untouchables, and joining me in the commentary box tonight is Viper's Fang.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this beautiful round in France. Everyone's taken the 7-hour drive from Belgium, loaded up the transporters, driven over. We're set for racing.
Yeah, one of the last sprint rounds for tonight, Viper, and I can tell you from practice throughout the week, probably my choice for a round of the season. This round's going to have everything involved.
Yeah, there's lots and lots of strategy in these races. The first race, dead out sprint, as fast as you can go, chuck the soft tyres on, hammer to the, foot to the floor, no slowing down, and then you've got a 10 lapper for the second race, which is going to mean you're going to have to save some fuel.
Big fuel saving for race 2, that's for sure. And then our final race for the night, our feature race, 14 laps, pit stop, and a mandatory stop required for the harder compounded tyre. So looking forward to the action tonight. Boys are just finishing off a mad dash for the cash. $1,000 on offer to the winner. Don't see any of us though. Joining us in visuals tonight is Dodgy. Welcome back to the Wheel to Wheel clan, Dodgy.
Yes, thanks fellas. Great to be back after a little hiatus thanks to the half the world being off sick COVID pandemic. So yeah, it's good to be back and not be working so hard through it all. So thanks, Touchy.
Not a problem, mate. Hopefully you're not rusty on those visuals.
Oh yeah, it definitely feels like I'm learning all over again. I am blonde, so it's like retraining after having 3 or 4 weeks off.
Yeah, take a couple of days off sick and have to learn your job all over again.
That's the one.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Look, before we kick off tonight's racing, let's give a massive shout out to one of our many sponsors of the league, Racers. Racers provides dedicated support for motorsport event operators from grassroots to professionals. Contact them through their website at racers.world.
Yeah, it's great to have great sponsors. We can't do this stuff without them, so everyone get out there and support our sponsors whenever you can.
Just ticking over to the first race now. Viper, give us a run through the field tonight, and who you looking out for to take the spoils tonight?
Oh man, I'll tell you, Mackajack, he's been super fast in practice. So's Palmer. Smurf's been on a tear lately. He's been driving really fast and really consistently. Expat Champ's been fast in practice too, but it's so hard to say. I mean, Cyclone Dan, he's another really fast driver as well, and that Mercedes is going to be strong around here. It's going to be hard to say, but I think my money's going to be on Mackajack.
Yeah, look, Mackajack's really done well with the Mustang, the brick on wheels, and he's got a good looking livery on that as well. So. Good choice for Mackajack there. Expat Champ on a really good night is a top bloke, as well as Evil One as well. He's in the GTR. There's been a couple of daily races around St. Croix in the land of GT Sport where the GTR does benefit, so look out for him as well. But the round is going to reward consistency. As we've got a few issues by the looks of it with people falling in and out of the room, so we'll just give Bozza a hot minute to get back in, and then we will kick things off.
What do you think the most important sector of this track is?
Look, there's probably not an important sector, but there are a couple of important sectors. The first sector that I find is probably going to be the most important is the bridge S's. The first downhill section of S's. It's fast flowing, full momentum. There's only really one line through there. If you mess up that line, it's very hard to get back through there. And then finishing off the lap as well, midway through the second and third sector, you have the Forest S's as well. Again, the same sort of situation with the first section of S's. It's fast, it's flowing, there's only sort of really one line, and then the end of that S's section comes with a big drop as well, so you've really got to have the right line.
Yeah, I think that last sector is the key to this lap. I think you can lose so much time there, but you can gain so much if you get it right. That if you get that last run onto the straight right and get that last sector right, you can pick up some serious time on the car in front.
You're not wrong as well, and then the run onto the back straight as well, down at the shoreline curve as well. That's a very important run there.
One thing I think these guys are going to have to watch is that giant green painted section in the first corner. If you stick 4 tyres on that, you're getting a big penalty, and that's going to ruin your day in a big hurry.
Yeah, look, the penalties are hard to pick up around this track, but you do pick one up, and they are quite heavy. I'm seeing 2.5 second penalties, and it looks like I've just picked up a message from Bozza. He's having hardware issues tonight, so sadly we will not be seeing Bozza racing tonight. So let's kick things off and let's get these guys going.
Yeah, I can't wait for this one. This first 5-lap race is going to be hectic.
Yeah, look, in the drivers here at Wheel2Wheel have been calling out for races like these, flat, all-out sprints where you don't need to save the fuel, you don't need to save the tyres. They're absolute spectacle races for everyone to watch, and you've really got to capitalise your moves and make the most of what you can do within these short dashes.
Yeah, the big danger in these races in championship world, when we're competing for divisional championships, is you can not really gain too much on one of these short races, but you can sure lose a lot. So you have to weigh up the risk. Do you really go for it and send it, or do you stick with the pack, take it easy, and be a little bit conservative?
Yeah, look, you're not wrong. I honestly think that the first race you're going to have to be really pushing it and going all out, and you've really got to make those moves stick if you're going to want to climb up through the group. Getting caught in the pack in this split will definitely cost you time and overall positions when the results are calculated at the end of the racing. With qualifying tonight, guys have got about 2 laps, so they get to put in a banker and then go all out for their second lap, compared to last week where they only just had the one shot. So these guys, if they do balk the first lap, they've got that second lap there that they can use to get in a decent time. And we can see Smurf and Expat in 4th and 5th have hooked up with each other, and they'll be looking to push themselves through for fairly decent qualifying time. Looking at mid 6s, maybe high 6s for these guys. Probably very low 7s at most for qualifying times.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if we didn't see a low 6 out of the top guys in this division. These guys are pretty quick. So I think a low 6 is probably going to be what you need to throw down to stick it on pole.
How about a run through there, Touchy? Who have we got on track tonight?
Well, leading the charge as they go into their first laps, we've got Disco Stew back again in the black and blue Supra. Looking awesome, that one there. And then following him right up there under that rear wing, we've got Evil One in the GTR. Not a popular choice amongst the group, but good to see the old Godzilla back out on track.
Devil Racer following up those close behind for Dam, and the first of the Scuderia Quadrifoglio cars in Smurf.
He's found the wall
climbing
going
it.
down there through the bridge S's there, so that's going to compromise his lap time a little bit. And clarification, we've got Devil for flat out.
Oh yeah, sorry, flat out, not damn. Sorry, my mistake.
5th and 6th, expat champ for the second of the Scuderia Quadrifoglio Jaguars, and Palmer 86 in that beautiful Mercedes AMG in the V Corsa world.
Then we have Maccajack in the independent entry in the Mustang, followed by Cyclone Dan for Low and Slow in another Mercedes.
9th and 10th, you got Broken Spoke 9. Be interested to see how Broken Spoke goes tonight. I believe he runs an automatic transmission, so race 2 is probably not going to be his best friend. But I'm sure he'll be looking to capitalise for race 1 and race 3 later on tonight. And new Throlics in his new Porsche in 10th spot.
Then we got Hammer to the Bone for flat out, and Malt Nash, another V Corsa. What's that? That's an Aston. Yeah,
13R.
in the Aston.
13R, yep.
13R, sorry, and 13R, and in that Aston. That's going to be an interesting car to watch in those later races. Not the best at saving fuel, those Astons.
First laps are coming in, and we've got 7 flat for Maccajack leading the way, 7-1 for Queensland Devil, and a 7-4 for Disco Stew. Those are your top 3 times at the moment. Mid-7s round out the rest of the pack, and then 8-1s for the bottom few places. And Malt Nash burning that lap with a 2:23, so he'll be looking to go all out here for the second lap.
Disco Stew's pulled out of his second qualifying lap too, so that'll be his time.
Looking to just get some last minute practice before we kick off the first race. Purple's not Smurf. Looks like Smurf has pulled out of his lap as well. He's cruising around behind Hammy. Just trying to find if anyone else has maybe pulled out of their laps or is down. Maccajack might be down.
Oh, I think he's about 3/10 up on his previous lap, but no, yeah, he's down now. Lost half a second in that last sector.
So it looks like we've got Evil One and Devil Racer, the next few who will be crossing the line. Evil One in 7th at the moment. He's about 7.5 seconds off the pole position.
Oh, Devil could be close here if he has a good last sector. Oh,
Hammy's thrown it into the gravel at the end of the back straight there, so that's his lap run and done as well. And he is also fallen out of the lobby. It looks like hardware issues plaguing a lot of the field tonight by the looks of it. But Evil One goes pole with a 206, was it?
yeah, 206. 2068.
6.8, and Broken Spoke up into second with about a 10th behind there.
Yeah,
And then
207
Maccajack
flat.
in the 3rd position.
Now we have to see if there's going to be carnage or if these guys are going to play nice. My vote's for carnage.
Gonna have to get a quick manual grid in there for Hammy.
Who are we starting off with, fellas? How about Devil in 4th?
Yeah, that Corvette will be monstrous off the line.
Yeah, we'll have to hold on for a few moments because we've got issues. Hammy's had to rejoin, so we'll give him the chance to race. He was here. He was here. He came back before the start, so it's only fair that he gets a chance. We'll give him one more chance. But we'll have to motor on as we're falling.
So what sort of times do you reckon we're expecting around here, Viper? Are we got a bit quicker times than the split 4 race from earlier, or are we going to be very close?
Oh, I think it's going to be pretty close. There were some pretty fast guys in that split 4 race.
So you think low 50s for the first race?
Yeah. I think it's going to have to be. You're going to have to be around that if you want to be competitive. So I think you're going to have to stick in the. You're probably going to have to stick in the 108s, 109s.
I'd be looking quicker. I think 7s and 8s. I think these guys can easily get 7s for 4 laps.
It'll just depend on what they do. You know, it depends on how their cars go with tyres. I mean, if they can do 107s for 5 laps around here, then that'll be a quick round.
Look, you won't see too much tyre wear out of this 5 lapper. It's about 7 or 8 laps when we see the softs start to fall off. It's all going to be more about managing your position on track and the slipstream as well. You've got to really stick within the slip of the car ahead of you and the cars around you, and again, just pick that moment to for the pass if you want to go for the pass.
Yeah, it's going to be who can make the least mistakes. I mean, these 5 lap race, if you make a mistake, your race is done. You lose half a second, 3/4 of a second. There's just no time to make it up. So it's who can be aggressive, who can make the least mistakes, and who can maintain their lap times over a 5 lap race.
I think we're still having a bit of a problem here. We've only got 8 drivers in at the moment out of 12.
I am showing 14 in, but I cannot do any sort of grid changing, so I am bugging out really heavily. I do apologise, everyone. GT Sport is the game of technical difficulties. But it looks like we'll be continuing on tonight without Hammy, as he looks like he's called it quits as well with some hardware issues.
That's a shame. He was showing some good pace too.
He's had, he did mention earlier online that they're having some internet issues down there at the moment in Sydney, so he's been dropping out all afternoon, unfortunately.
Yes, our good old first world country with third world internet. Go Australia. We're just going to do a quick reset of the lobby. Hopefully that'll fix the issues, and we should be able to get underway pretty quickly.
Yeah, look, I'll be getting this grid sorted out. Flat stick. And we will kick off our racing. Maybe it's time that we run through a quick commercial from one of our sponsors while we set the grid up, Dodgy.
Yeah, sure, we can do that. Let's see what we've got here. Here's one for us from one of our major sponsors, Jade.
Do you own a business needing new equipment? Or perhaps you're wanting a good set of wheels for that shiny new bike licence? Maybe you're after that well-earned boat for retirement. Or you desperately need a new car or caravan for those family getaways? Get in touch with Jade Finance today.
There you go, Jade Equipment Finance. They've been looking after us here at Wheel to Wheel, doing a great job. So if you're ever chasing any small business or equipment finance, they're the ones to go see. Local, family-owned Jade Finance.
Where are Jade Finance based out of? For those guys who are interested in having a chat to them about their next financial endeavour.
Oh, you know what? That is a great question, and I wish I knew.
I'm pretty sure they're based up here in Queensland.
Okay, how are we looking there,
Yeah,
Touchy?
Brisbane.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm racing through. Almost got the grid set.
At least it's setting.
Hydraulics. Palmer, Smurf, and OGR. All right, let's kick off this racing. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
Enough babbling. Let's get going.
It sounds like an outstanding recommendation there, Touchy.
Five laps, race one. Guys are on the grid. Engines are going to be revving. Who are we on board with, Dodgy?
That's a very good question. Who do we go with? Devil in fourth
Devil.
position, we'll start with.
Engines are revving, lights are on.
Who's going to get the jump?
Engines aren't revving. We've got one light, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And lights out and away we go for race one. Finally here at Wheel to Wheel, split 3. Good start by Broken Spoke and Devil Racer. They're going to lead the field into 1 and 2. Evil Ones just dropped back into 4th place. Expat Champ up into 3rd. They're 3 wide behind going through corner 1 there. One of the third
wow, we've had a
boys
spin,
is
Molten
out
Ash.
and around. That is Molten Ash. And he got caught up with Cyclone Dan as well.
So Maccajack has had the worst start imaginable, and he's way back down in 7th. That's commentator's curse if I've ever seen it.
I don't even think we mentioned him yet.
Yeah, he was my pick at the start. I'll have to apologise to him in the Discord later.
The top 3 as they head through the bridge S's and onto the bridge. You got Broken Spoke, Devil Racer, and Expat Champ. Your top 3 at the moment for this all-out dash.
Yeah, we've got a chain of 5 and then Palmer, a little bit of a gap to Palmer, but that shouldn't be too hard to make up with the massive long straight coming up.
Maccajack in 8th place there was just looking down the inside, but the 2nd through to 5th up ahead, 2x2 as they come down here through Shoreline Curve. Disco Stew held out wide a little bit, managed to hold position. Field spread out after that incident there at the end at the exit of turn 1 there.
Yeah, so Broken Spoke's a 2.5 lead off the front. He's galloping away in that Aston.
Yeah, that's what you need in these sorts of races. You just need to be able to run your lines and run your lap times and not having to worry about who's behind you. Looks like Evil One's just holding up the pack a little bit for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th.
Yeah, Devil is pushing him very hard. Needs to clear that GTR quick smart to try and get back up to Broken Spoke.
And through the final corner fast, sweeping right-hander there. And Maccajack's managed to get past Smurf for 6th place there in the Mustang.
Yeah, he's on a tear now.
And Smurf's looking down the inside to turn 1. He's there. And he's going to get the move stuck here. Your Throllic's behind as well. Going to make it 3 wide.
Bit of bumping and grinding, bit of paint swapping there.
He's just going to give Smurf the push through there, that little kink there into turn 3. Cuts back on the inside. Beautiful move there by Yathrolix. He might have two here. But he's on the wrong side of the road going down here through the bridge S's. And he's getting muscled out there, and he's had to settle back for 8th position at the moment.
Yeah, that's some good driving from those three. There could have been some serious disaster through those S's with what those guys were paint swapping all the way through there. So that's some good control.
Again, a fast flowing section of the track. It's one line, so you can only sort of really run that one line, and you're out of that groove. You'll be giving up time hand over fist. A bit of a gap has formed between Disco Stew in 4th place and Expat Champion 5th, about 1.5 seconds at the moment. Smurf looking to stick within that slipstream there of his teammate. Starting to kick in now as they get to the kink. He's gaining all the time.
Oh, it's got some glitching. I thought Devil Racer had gone off into the gravel there, but it looked like it was just a small glitch. But yeah, it's definitely Disco Stew falling off the back of that top 3. It's going to be hard for him to catch up to those guys now. Devil Racer and Evil One being able to use the slipstream, and Broken Spoke is almost out to a 2-second lead.
Yeah, Broken Spoke's doing the right thing here for race 1. He's just he's managed to just pin his ears back, find the open road, and he's really making the most of the clear track and the clear air. And he's got purple at the moment with a 2:08.3.
His teammate Malt Nash at the back of the pack, just trying to salvage some points. He's had a bit of a shocker. He must have had a mistake in lap 2 as well, because that lap time is 2:23.
Palmer is down the back of the field. Cyclone Dan is also really slow as well. Just trying to find out, can we get a replay maybe Dodgy of position 10 for Cyclone Dan, see if we can find out what happened. I was on board with him there while you were getting the replay. He had engine damage there, so a big incident must have happened.
It doesn't take much. Doesn't take much to lose a few tenths here. Get one corner apex wrong, and it compromises your whole back straight. So it doesn't take much.
Especially even through those S's as well, you get the line wrong, and there's time lost there. But it looks like the gaps have stabilised a little bit at the front there. Evil One's managed to just get it under a second. And Devil Racer and Evil One are about a second or so from each other as well. That also gives Disco Stew the chance to catch up as well, fight for a podium position, and Cyclone Dan as well having hardware issues. So down 3 drivers tonight.
And that GTR is right on the rear bumper of that Aston. It's going for a move around the inside. That's a beautiful move. Gets past him by the braking zone. Clean as you like, and the GTR is out in front, and he is going to take off.
I mean, Broken Spoke's hanging in that slipstream there. He's parked right under the big rear wing of that GTR. Glides it through the bridge Esters onto the bridge. You got to watch that big dip there as you enter onto the bridge. There's also another dip on corner apex of the exit of the bridge, the left hand that we're just going through now. There it is there.
There's one coming onto the main straight too. If you get out too wide into this corner just here, there's a big bump
the
There
guys-
can unsettle you as well.
The guys have got the benefit of a little bit of banking there on that corner as well, so that helps them get through there just a little bit quicker. Evil One trying to break the toe, Broken Spoke having none of it, and this is where the draft kicks in. Evil One defends that move down the inside there. Broken Spoke going to try and hang it around the outside as possible around here. He holds it.
Oh, not quite
Evil
enough.
One. Evil One manages to hold position. He gets a bit loose on the exit there.
Expat Champs around. So that was position 9th. Might grab a replay there. There were 3 wide coming through that corner.
Let's see how we go with Expat Champ, if I can find him. I think I've missed him. Yeah, no, sorry guys, I'm getting a bit rusty on my old button pushing. I just got him coming out of that spin.
Yeah, that's okay. We can deal with that. We'll move forward. It's
Back up the front
unfortunate.
for a final lap, and the battle for first is still raging. Devil Racers just hold that gap steady to about a second. Disco Stew hasn't been able to capitalise as well with the clean track.
Oh, big snap!
Evil
Oh,
One.
yeah,
That's-
big power slide out of that corner. That's gonna help Broken Spoke no end.
And just sticking in behind that rear ring, Broken Spoke. He's not looking for a move just yet. Watch to see him try and get a move either as they come off the bridge here, or
Nice.
down through the back straight. Broken Spoke gets a good run, and then Evil One knows what's coming. He defends it, goes all the way over to the wall, comes back a little bit, just takes up a little bit of that racing room there for Broken Spoke. No harm, no foul though.
So you just got to hold in there, get a good exit out of this corner, and try and get him under brakes into the
He's down in on the apex there. Gives Evil One the little hurry along through the corner there, telling him, mate, I'm faster than you. You let me through here. But Evil One's fighting for the race victory here.
They're not careful, they might put themselves under threat from Devil Racer, who's never afraid to stick it up the inside under
Through
brakes.
the kink here again. Evil One defends down the inside. Broken Spoke's looking
Can he
around
get the
the
cut back?
outside. He gets the cut back here. He's on the wrong side of the road again, but gets the run out of the corner. Evil One's down the inside there. They're
Holds
side
it.
by
Can he hold
side
it?
as they go through the S's, and Queensland Devil Racers come up out of nowhere.
Here he
Down the
goes.
inside of Broken Spoke. Oh, he's a bit of a shuffle there.
Well, that's a big move.
That was some great driving there. It's very forceful, but nothing
Out of
untoward.
the final corner, Evil One's going to take the spoils for race 1. Devil Racer 2nd, Broken Spoke in 3rd. Disco Stew 4th, Uthrolix 5th, and Smurf in 6th. Manages to hold off Maccajack in 7th. Run us through the rest of the field, Viper.
Palmer in 8th, Molten Ash in 9th after an initial spin, Expat Champ in 10th after his late spin.
And that is the field for race 1. Congratulations to Evil One in that GTR there. Mighty Godzilla back on the top step of the podium.
Yeah, that's a great drive. I really thought Touchy was out in front and gone, but Evil One's just
I wish I was out in
clicked
front
the
and
laps.
gone.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It's not
Spoke.
Touchy. A Broken Spoke. I thought he was out in front and gone, and Evil One's just clicked off the laps.
Yep.
Got under his wing and got the job done.
Well, I think he's shot that one in about 2 seconds quicker than Div 4. I think Div 4 hit the 1052s. So it's good racing by these top 3 guys there. They've got some good times going in.
Yeah, I was going to say that 1050 looking very competitive from Evil One there. That should get him right up there in the mid pack amongst the league. If you're new to us, we do run results on our league based on overall times. So while you may get the win on track here in split 3, it'll be interesting to see where he ends up through the week when the standings come out.
Yeah, that's right. All drivers in all divisions compete against one another based on their lap times. So it's if you're in a division battle with someone, you need to stick right in their rear bumper. If you're going to lose position, at least don't lose too much time.
And look, we'll be kicking off race 2 very soon. Race 2, the big fuel-saving race here. Those cars that really guzzle their petrol. Watch for those guys to really try and save the fuel, short shift like mad. I'm talking guys like Maccajack in the Mustang. He'll need to save pretty much from the word go.
The Aston's going to struggle too.
As well, yeah. I'd be interesting to see how Broken Spoke goes tonight. Viper for race 2.
Yeah, that's Supra. Disco Stew in that Supra might be one to watch. That thing, you can save fuel pretty good in that Supra.
And be watching for your Throics as well in the Porsche. Porsche's also a good fuel saver.
Have we got any Corvettes in here?
Devil Racer is our Corvette.
Yeah. That thing is going to be hard to combat here. You can save so much fuel in that thing short shifting. He's going to have a sizable advantage over some of these other cars. The Jag's not too bad too. I mean, I drove the Jag in Div 4, and you can fuel save in that thing and still maintain some pretty good lap time. So it's not Corvette worthy, but it's not bad.
And just waiting for the last of our drivers to tick in, and we will kick off race 2 for the evening. Watch for the times to slow up quite a bit here as these guys try and save the fuel. They'll also be look, if I was them, just run that slipstream train for 8 laps or so, 8.5 laps. Save the fuel, battle at the end there, where when the results count.
Yeah, you got to have fuels and tire. You got to have fuels and tires left at the end if you want to fight.
Well, it's not only that as well. It's you've got to play the long game for this race, saving that fuel, because it's really right on the edge of the wick for race 2. 10 laps around St. Croix. I mean, people have tested a pit stop throughout the week, but unfortunately that pit stop is just not a viable option.
Yeah, you lose about 20 seconds. It's a lot to make up in 10 laps.
Jump on board with your Throics for me, can you dodgy? And I'll get Viper to count down the lights for us.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All lights are on. And we're racing.
Bit of wheel spin there from Malt Nash.
Jag's taken off the line nicely.
Mid-pack slow to get off the line. Devil Races down the inside of 2 already to the first turn. He's not going to hang about for anyone. And Disco Stew's fallen all the way back into last of the runners at the moment. So maybe the fuel situation in that Supra not as kind as what we thought it would be.
Yeah, that's a bit of an unknown quantity, that Supra in the endurance races. Not very many guys are running that car, so it'll be interesting to watch.
The line astern already. Palmer's already trying to look for a move on Expat Champ here to go down through the bridge S's and onto the bridge. But top 3 at the moment is Expat Champ, Palmer 86 and Molten Nash as they go across the bridge. And Smurf a bit slow on the bridge. It's going to let Devil Racer go down the inside. He gets the move done before the braking zone. Smurf trying to fight it around the outside, just has nothing there.
Yeah,
And,
Devil Racer's made an exceptionally good start. He would have been second last on the grid, already up to 4th place. So yeah, definitely not sticking around.
And your Throlix as well as down the inside of Smurf on the back straight, but the Porsche may not have the legs over the Jaguar here. But he's sticking tight. He's holding Smurf tight there. Down the inside, Smurf pulls out of it. Your Throlix has the line. And Smurf from 4th to 6th in the space of a sector. Your Throlix kicking up a bit of grass on the exit there.
Down the back of the pack, we've got Disco Stew in the Supra and Broken Spoke, and Evil One trying to make his way through the pack, trying to get past Maccajack in that Mustang. Maccajack is made in that Mustang wide.
Mustang's a big boy. Evil One looking down the inside. Maccajack just tries to get tries to shuffle him out of the way to get a move done on Smurf. Smurf really saving the fuel here. Oh, and Evil One's lost it. He's lost it into the barrier at turn 1. He's just hit the accelerator pedal a bit too hard there, and he's lost it into the wall there. Unfortunate for our first race winner there.
Oh, they're a bit argy-bargy up the front.
Oh. Was that Devil Racer glitching, or did he have a contact with the wall?
I think it was a glitch.
Yeah, I saw sparks. I thought top 3, top 4, all the top 5 are together, and then back to 6th in Smurf. You throw it going purple.
Someone call this split 3A and split 3B at the moment.
Yes.
Oh, Maccajack big move down the inside on Smurf. A little bit of a grind there on the exit and gets the move done there. Good move there from Maccajack. A little bit heavy-handed there, but I don't mind a move like that at all.
Yeah, when you've got a car who's significantly slower than you in front of you, you just got to clear them. Sometimes you got to get the elbows out a little bit to get it done.
Bit of touring car racing there. And Broken Spoke's doing really well with the fuel save at the moment. Actually running a little bit better than Disco Stew at the moment, but it is only the second lap. But the top 5 at the moment covered by an oily rag. And Devil's not looking to hang around at the moment. He is running a little bit heavy, if I do say so. He's a bit over his fuel number.
Yeah, the top expat champs also running heavy on fuel as well. So
he's wide on the exit of turn 1 there. Pulls it back on the track.
Again, or
I think that looked like a glitch. So we got Maccajack, Smurf, and Disco Stew all together in a pack for 6th, 7th, and 8th. And Smurf looks like it's the best on fuel of those guys, quite significantly.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking maybe Smurf's saving a bit too much.
he has a habit of that. He always oversaves, but he comes back in the end sometimes.
Yeah.
He might be just looking to stick in behind this Mustang, save a bit of extra fuel, and have a bit more juice in the tank for the last couple of laps.
Oh, look, it doesn't help to have a few extra litres on the last few laps, so you can just push that a little bit harder around the guys with the guys around you. So words are yet to be eaten with Smurf, but saying that, Maccajack's having to put on the big defend as they go through the kink, and Smurf's looking down the inside. Big move from Smurf there, and he gets the move done.
Nicely done. That's a nice move through there.
Maccajack looking to get in on the cutback, but nothing there, and Smurf back up into 6th spot.
And Maccajack coming under threat by Disco Stew now as well. So maybe Maccajack's run a few hot laps, and then now is trying to heavy fuel save to make it to the end.
You'll have to in the brick on wheels.
Yes. So up the front we've got Expat Champ, who's driving that Jag like fuel costs 50 cents a litre. And the guys behind him are looking a little bit better on fuel, but that's what happens when you have to punch a hole in the air.
The top 5 guys here really, they know what they're doing here. The top 5 guys, they've broken that gap out to Maccajack and Smurf, who are just constantly battling and slowing each other down for this sort of race. They just need to, the guys there from 6 onwards just need to just really just reel it in a little bit and work together, try and bring themselves back up to the top 5 here. Like, they're not that far off, but when it gets to lap 7 and 8, 1.8 seconds is a hard task to gain.
Yeah, they need to maybe let that Mustang punch a big fat hole in the air to sit behind, because that thing's huge. It'll punch a huge hole in the air.
Expat Champion Palmer leading the way at the moment. Devil Races in 3rd as we go down through Shoreline Curve and onto the back straight here. Your Throix, I would say, is probably in the best position at the moment. He's just keeping a handle here on the back of this group. He's not fighting too much. He's got your purple lap at the moment of 2:09.2. But he might be the one to watch towards the end of this race.
Yeah, if he can keep his tyres and keep his fuel under control, that Porsche will be hard to beat at the end of the race.
I am a bit of a Porsche fanboy, so I do hope that that Porsche does get up tonight.
Who doesn't love a good Volkswagen? I mean Porsche.
Mate, you haven't heard of Porsche in the real world, my friend. The GTE Porsche, it is almost as good.
Yeah, they are spectacular cars.
And Palmer's making a move down the inside to turn 1. Palmer is going to take the lead for V-Corsa.
Devil's going to follow him through.
Devil pushes him through. And Expat Champ's down to 3rd.
2 for the price of 1 there. That's everyone loves a bargain.
Buy one Ken, get a Barbie free.
Yeah, that's it. So now we'll see if the Mercedes and the Corvette can pull a gap here and separate themselves from this front group, because they're looking racy, these 2 boys at the front.
I reckon
Big ass there.
Devil will try and make a move along the straight.
Well, he's looking down the inside already, and he's got the run in on Palmer over the bridge.
Oh, maybe
Palmer just sticks it there. He might be able to get the move back in on the inside. No, he tucks in. And so Devil Racer is your new leader.
Oh, a bit of wall there.
I thought Molten Ash was going to return serve there and go for 2 for 1. Now we've got Devil out in the front, and let's have a look. See if he's fuel saving. Yeah, he's shifting about halfway through the rev range, which is
He ran a bit heavy at the start of the race there, so he's probably looking to save now. As we've got Expat Champ looking down the inside of Palmer. Doesn't get the move doesn't stick the move. And Molten Ash and Euthrox just cruising around here behind these 2 guys, just licking their lips. As soon as I say that though, Euthrox looking down the inside of Molten Ash there. Doesn't get the move done though.
Oh, that's a bit of a nose to tail.
Big slide up there in the mid corner there by Expat. And we're halfway through the race here at the moment, and Euthrox in the top 5, your best on the fuel. Maccajack looking for a move down the inside of Smurf in 7th spot. Disco Stew's managed to pick up on to the tail here of these 3 guys, and he's looking He's looking racy. He's got the move done on Maccajack down the inside here.
It might be time for Smurf to turn the wick up on that Jag.
And Maccajack fighting that position there with Disco Stews. They're going to be side by side going down through the bridge S's. But Maccajack pulls out a little bit to fight another day. And Broken Spoke back down in 10th at the moment, so he must have had an off or an off somewhere.
He might have picked up a penalty, or Evil One might have had a moment with Evil One as he was making his way back through the field. But Evil One's just done a 2:08 flat for the fastest lap of the race.
Jesus Christ, that is that's getting a bit quick there for this race.
No fuel saving happening there, I can guarantee. So it'll be interesting to see what his fuel's going to be like at the end of the race.
Back out the front, and Devil Races almost pulled a 1 second lead on everyone, so he's not hanging about whatsoever. He wants to get that win, and he wants to do it emphatically. I'll have to keep an eye on the fuel though, because he doesn't want to burn too hard, run out too soon. Yeah, all of the top 5 guys, I mean, are all looking very similar on fuel. I mean, Expat Champ's probably the worst of the lot, but the others are all looking very, very similar. Your Throg's looking for a move around the outside of Molten Ash on the final corner there, just doesn't get the run.
I think that that Porsche is gonna have to pick his spot. I mean, that thing should be really good through these downhill S's and through the last sector. That little light mid-engine car should get through those corners a little bit quicker than some of the other cars in front of him. So we'll have to see.
Expat Champ on the anchors hard again, and the little Constantina effect again, and Molten Ash has to pull out. So back into 5th Molten Ash, and your Throg's up into 4th. But I think Expat Champ in 3rd place will be running on an oily rag by the time this race is over. He's looking the worst out of this group for fuel, and your Throg's the best for fuel at the moment. So your Throg's in a prime position here to gain a few more spots, even end up on the podium.
Yeah, that Porsche is looking great on fuel. He's significantly better than the cars around him, and significantly better on tyres as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this one shakes out with 3 laps to go.
And Disco Stew's had an issue as well. He's fallen to the back of the pack there. Possibly a spin. His rear tyres are looking very much used. Broken Spoke into 9th and Maccajack in 8th. So the fight for 6th place is between Smurf and Evil One at the moment. And I've got to say Smurf's probably the better looking on fuel. Bit of a forward drift there through the corner.
And he's coming under significant pressure from Evil One, who is... I don't know if he's going to make it on fuel. He's going to have to...
Around, looking around the outside of Expat Champ. Turns to the inside of the final corner. He gets the run.
Can he make it stick?
He doesn't have the power.
Yeah,
and 2 to go.
The problem with that Porsche being so strong in those tight sectors is they're very one-line sectors. So it's going to be hard for him to make a pass and use that extra momentum.
Yeah, your Throgs really needs to pick his spot. Maybe try for a Ricardo or a Verstappen-esque move down the inside at one corner.
Down the inside onto the bridge, maybe. If you can get a run through this S and outbrake someone into that uphill corner.
Well, that's the run there. He's got the run on the... He may have the run on the apex here.
See if he can stick it down the inside.
I think he's a bit too far back though. Expat being able to benefit with
Here it goes.
the slip of Palmer, but I'm eating my words here because your Throlix is up into third, and you might even have second here. Palmer gives up second to your Throlix, and your Throlix from fourth to second.
Oh, big hit on the wall.
Oh, Palmer found the corner of the wall there on the exit.
Yeah, that'll ruin your momentum in a hurry, that's for sure.
Meanwhile, Devil is absolutely loving this battle back there. He's shot out to a 2.1 second lead.
And he can just save the fuel now. Guys,
Oh no, your Throlix
is
outbraked
off.
himself.
Oh no, he's found the gravel.
That's unfortunate. He was looking
Oh,
really
can we-
good to challenge.
Might see if I can grab a
replay on that
replay on that one, fellas. See if we got it. And I don't think we did. No, because I hit the wrong button. Sorry, boys. Old Rusty Dodgy is being very dodgy tonight.
Dodgy by name, dodgy by nature.
That's the one. It's
Yes.
just got to remember Z and X.
Look, I mean, you missing replays just sums up the split 3 lobby tonight. We've all been a little bit rusty.
It's all looking good for Devil Racer now with Uthrolik making that mistake. He had a chance to run Devil down. He had heaps of fuel. He could run flat to the end. It looks like Devil's race to lose right now.
And Nash is benefiting in second at the moment after an unfortunate first race, and Palmer as well, all over the back of Expat Champ for third and fourth. Again, Palmer just needs to pick and choose his moments because I think he'll have the fuel over Expat.
Yeah, it's definitely got Malt Nash has got significantly better tyre wear as well, so
And Uthrolik's only fell down to 7th after that trip into the gravel, so he's he can fight back here and possibly end up getting the top 5.
I think Expat's just given up his position to Palmer. They were both sideways off the bridge, a bit swirly.
And Palmer, Palmer looking down the inside
Nah,
there,
Expat
doesn't
got
get
it
the move
back.
done.
yeah, he's just tucked in. Palmer's just tucked back in there. He's just chose to jump in behind the wing of Expat and try and get him in the braking zone.
Through the kink here. Doesn't go for the move here on lap 9.
I
He's
think,
going to wait for a last lap dash.
yeah, it definitely looks it. He didn't want to give it to him just yet.
And then we've got a 3-way battle behind them between Evil One, Smurf and Uthrolik.
Everyone's just pulled out a second at the moment.
He's flashing.
Oh no, everyone
He's,
might not make the lap.
He's going to have to fuel save significantly in this last lap to make it.
I think that lap's going to cost him the 5th position here. And Expat Champ's flashing as well, and Palmer's looking for a move down the inside to turn 1, gets the move done. Textbook move there, pulls up alongside, and then just outbrakes Expat just enough there to get through.
And Uthrolik's cleared Smurf now, and Smurf and Mackajack. And Mackajack flashing as well, having to save fuel in the last half of this race.
Yes, the
Significantly.
Smurf saved, but he didn't save enough there. So Smurf's not looking to come back too much here on the final, the final 2 sectors of this.
Yeah, I think all that battling that he had with Mackajack and Disco Stews really cost him there.
And the gap between Uthrolik's and Evil One's not fallen down yet. Uthrolik's still got plenty of fuel to burn. But Evil One's just managing to just manage that fuel, make the most of the GTO and the low rev. And
He's
having said that,
coasting,
gaps down
coasting
to
a lot.
1.2. He gets the run out of the corner. He's going to get a bit of. He's getting a bit of slip here as well from Expat. So Evil One might be able to make 1 or 2 more positions up here if he's careful enough.
Expat going to go for Palmer here. Oh. Goes the
Round
outside.
Try for the cutback.
And Evil One's in it as well. Evil One gets the run through the apex, and Expat with a big defend there. He's not letting anyone through. But these three guys, Palmer, Expat, and Evil One, all looking questionable for fuel.
And Devil's coming around the last corner right now.
Yeah, he's winning in a
Champ
canter.
had to give up the position to Evil One. He's all out.
There you go.
And
Evil
is he
One's
out of fuel? Yeah, Evil One's out of fuel.
Expat is out of fuel as well, and your Throlix just comes through for 4th position, bobbing and weaving through those two.
Wow.
And Smurf also gets the position on Evil One as well. And Disco Stew out of fuel as well.
Just a few corners, a few extra corners, and Evil One would have been on for a great result there.
Well done to Devil Racer, Malt Nash and Palmer, your podium for race 2.
I think out of all of the races out of this round, that I think race 2 is the hardest.
Oh, for sure. For
So
sure.
race 3 you can break it up, whichever way you like. You can, divide the race up. 4 extra laps is not a huge mountain to overcome, but that 10 laps on 1 tank of fuel around St. Croix B, that's a tough ask.
I don't know about you, Viper, but I need a break. Dodgy, have we got another sponsor video that we can run?
Yeah, I sure do. I'll whack one up right now. Here's one from Next Level Racing. And there you go, fellas. That is the new wheel stand 2.0 from Next Level Racing. Like I've said before, when I started sim racing, I started on the Next Level wheel stand, the original, and it was as solid as a rock, that thing. You could have load cell pedals on it. It was great. I thoroughly recommend those things if you're starting out, or if you don't have room for a big rig. Especially the new 2.0, it does have a little contraption on there that you can lock in your desk chair wheels on, and you won't slide back with your with all the weight on your pedals. So yeah, thoroughly recommend it. Great job, Next Level Racing.
Yeah, look, I'm going to give a shout out to Next Level Racing as well. I've got the GT Lite here, and it really holds my weight when I'm racing here, week in, week out with wheel to wheel. So a big shout out to the boys at Next Level Racing for the equipment. Australian group, aren't they?
Next Level is international, worldwide, but it is imported into the country by one of our other sponsors, an Australian company called Pagnian. And Pagnian do a great job to look after us as well. And they not only sell the Next Level stuff, but they've also got all your Thrustmaster kit, your Logitech kit. They've got when it finally comes in, the new DD Fenatech stuff for Gran Turismo 7 when it kicks off. They've even got all your PC range as well. If you want to set up a $20,000 sim that's got all the movements in the world ready to go iRacing, they're the guys to see. So yeah, definitely Pagni, and go catch them as well.
Yeah, if you're ever down at the Gold Coast and you get a chance to drop into their showroom, they have 2 full motion rigs set up in there, and you can go in there and have a crack. So they're really good guys down there, really friendly, and heaps of great advice.
Sounds like you're broadcasting directly from Pagnian there, Viper.
Well, not quite.
In the
But-
motion wig for one race and then in the other one for commentary.
Yeah, and you never. Well, I'm sitting in my next level FGT here in the Viper Den, and it's come from Pagnian, so all my stuff's come from Pagnian. So those guys help me out a lot, and they help out a lot of guys in the league. So
Yeah, I tell you what, while we're on it, the next level FGT Elite, oh my god, that looks like some awesome kit. I am saving my pennies to get one of those things there. The aluminium framework on that looks so rock solid, it's not funny.
yeah, it's a sexy looking piece of kit. I might have to do a trip down to the showroom down at Pagnian, and I think they've got one set up down there now. So I might have to go and check that out and see what they look like in person.
Hey, I can cross the border now. I'm there.
Hey! Yeah.
Back to the racing, gentlemen. Just before we kick off the final race of the evening, 14 laps, the mandatory pit stop for tyres. We have Evil One starting on mediums. We've got Devil Racer starting on mediums. Broken Spoke starting on the soft tyres. We've got Smurf and your mum as well starting on the soft tyres. Palmer's on the mediums. Your Throlix is on the mediums. Expats on mediums. Mackajack in softs. Disco Stew in softs. And rounding out the last of the runners, Malt Nash is on the soft compounded tyre as well. Race 3, boys. Let's kick this off. And the 9 on a big high.
So I have seen a couple of interesting strategies employed during the week. I don't know if we'll see it in the race, but I have seen some guys do a 2-stop, run 1 lap on mediums, and then flat out on softs for the rest of the race. So let's see if anyone decides to do an alternate strategy.
Dodgy, pick a car and count us in for the final race. This will be your one and only commentary gig for the night.
Oh, I don't know about the count in, but I'll definitely go with the car. Let's go with Evil One in 4th. There we go. Yuck, 2, 3, 4. There's your 5th light. And they're out and off.
Oh, big wheel spin there from Mackajack, and Smurf's just come out of nowhere in the Jaguar. He's already up into 3rd. Given... he's looking for a move down the inside of there of Disco Stew, but thinks better of it. And Mackajack falls down to 7th. They're 3 wide there at the back there for the final positions on track.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Evil One. He went from 4th to last.
He has had the worst launch in that GTR
Yep.
known to man.
Yeah,
That thing
GTR's
just-
not the greatest thing to launch though, is it?
It's just went up in tyre smoke, and he stayed still.
And Devil Racer, the winner for race 2, has fallen back to the last place at the moment as well. But your top 3 as they go across the bridge: Broken Spoke, Disco Stew, and Smurf and your mum.
So those 3 guys out on softs, they're going to try and run hard, get a gap, and hold off at the end. And Palmer, if he can stick with those 3 guys at the front on the mediums, he's going to have a huge advantage come the end of the race.
Hitting that fence won't help.
Yeah, I should stop doing that.
Look, I'll tell you now.
Sorry, Palmer.
I'll tell you now. I ran the softs for the start of, or for race 3 a bit earlier on in split 2. You can check that out. That was live earlier on this evening on Sunday night. And yeah, if you keep out of the pack and just run your laps, run your lines, you can really build a gap from the guys behind, and it can work out. It almost worked out for me, almost getting the race win. And Mackajack just needs to, Mackajack in 7th just needs to summon his inner Mustang there and start getting a move on here, because he can't be held up behind these medium guys. He won't get the he won't have the benefit when he needs to go onto the mediums later on.
Yeah, him and Malt Nash need to work together. They're both on softs. So those two guys need to really clear the guys in front of them quickly and get a move on. But meanwhile, out in front, Broken Spoke and Disco Stew gapping the field.
And this is what they've got to do. They've just got to run their line, run their lap, run as hard as they can within their means, and build that gap.
What do you think a good delta is at the pit stop? How much of a gap do you think they need?
I built up about a 30 to 35 second gap in my race, and ended up finishing second by about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But mind you, the last few laps was very hectic and a lot of battling there. So about 30, you're looking 35 seconds. Broken Spoke wants to pick up on those guys.
So he's going to need a 35 second gap back to Palmer, who's the first of the medium runners. So he's running 4.5 seconds after the second lap. So
that 35 seconds also going to include the stop that Palmer and Smurf are going to make on the medium, or Palmer and Maltnash, sorry, are going to make on the mediums. No, sorry, Palmer and Yathrolix on the mediums. So
yep.
that gap also includes them stopping early, wanting to get off the mediums.
Yeah, okay, so
Maltnash
35 seconds after their first pit stop.
Yes.
Yeah, sweet.
A 10 second lead before pit stops hopefully might do it for you. I'd prefer 12. Hell, I'd prefer 15.
Yeah.
But I think in the previous races I've seen, about a 10 second you can just hold.
I'm sure you want to be a good driver as well, don't you, Dodgy?
Yeah. Nah, I just want to drive. I don't have to be good.
Any chance we'll see in a car for Bathurst?
No, mate, not this. Unfortunately, I have zero time to get out in these beasts at the moment. But I am hoping to make a GT comeback maybe for next season, especially GT7. Eagerly awaiting. Pre-ordered today. Can't wait for it.
Yeah, that's going to be an epic release. It's going to mean a lot of people are going to be doing a lot of grinding on those daily races to get their cash up to buy the cars. So,
look, after 4 years of GT Sport, I'm sure a couple of blokes are looking out for a GT7 single player mode.
yes.
We're looking out for some more for some more action-packed racing come GT7, and if you want to join us for GT7 and we'll do a racing, you can check us out on Discord and Facebook. We stream live to YouTube and Facebook on a weekly basis, but come join us if you're looking for some eager action-packed racing on a Sunday night. Good bunch of blokes as well. Viper, you're alright. Dodgy, you're a bit of a handful.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
There are a good bunch of blokes here on the Wheel-to-Wheel, in the Wheel-to-Wheel League, and everyone will help everyone out, improve that pace. I can tell you right now, the pace of the league has improved quite a lot over the last few seasons. We've run a couple of tracks and a couple of combos multiple times now the last few seasons, and the race pace has increased exponentially. Across the board, not just with the fast guys, but across the board.
Speaking of pace, I think Broken Spoke's out to about a 5 second, close to 4.5, 5 second lead at the moment over the next. Actually, Maltnash is on softs too, isn't he?
Yeah, so Palmer's dropped way down.
Back to Smurf is the first medium runner, is that right?
No, Yathrolic.
No,
Yathrolic is.
6.
Yeah.
It's about 7 seconds there to Yathrolics at the moment, but Broken Spoke as well has got your purple lap of a 2:08.4 early in this race. So Maltnash, or Broken Spoke, sorry, not hanging around for everyone. He's definitely on that wild turkey there for the third and final race.
Yeah, he's going to run this thing hard on the softs and then hold on for grim death when he swaps onto the mediums.
And just to give the guys down towards the back of the pack a bit of love, Expat Champ currently rounding out the field in 10th. Devil Racer stuck well behind Even one at the moment for position 9 and 8. I would have expected to see Devil up there a bit further.
Mackajack is on the softs, so that's going to make it hard for those guys behind him to clear him.
And then Palmer's in 7th as well, following your Throlics. But the field's spread out a little bit here. 4 laps in, about 12.5, 13 seconds from your first runner to your last runner. I think Expat Champs has got to get on the gas a little bit more. He might be saving it, either might be saving a bit too much, or is just making one too many mistakes here.
Yeah, he was a bit taily coming out of the Bridge S's up the hill. He was a bit squirrely through there, so I think he might be getting a bit heavy on the right foot. Broken Spoke continuing to build his lead.
And your Throgs looking down the inside there of Mackajack there, coming out of the Forest S's into the final corner. Gets the move done. Mackajack tries to turn in there, but realises there's a Tui's new Porsche there in the way, so...
That's a significant move there. That's medium runner, first medium runner, and then...
And Mackajack, big move down the inside there. Just keeps it on the track. I don't know how he does. And your Thorix gets the over-under. They're 2x2, going through the kink here. They're still 2x2, just. Evil One, cut back on Palmer. Devil's just going to make a gap that does not exist there for that Corvette. Oh my god, there's all 5 of them right there, down through the Bridge S. And Devil's up into 8th.
Yeah,
Mackajack still manages to hold 5th.
Devil's definitely got his ears pinned back. He wants to clear these guys and get on making moves onto the next group. It's
an Evil One looking from over around the outside of Palmer there onto the bridge. A bit too
ambitious.
brave there.
Yeah.
A bit too ambitious if you ask me as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is a GTR, but yeah, it's not that. I haven't got that much grip.
Definitely not. And first round medium runners, I think it's still your Throlix, and that gap is almost out to 10 seconds there, Dodgy, so you might be picking the gap there for us, my friend. Feels looking really good for Broken Spoke at the moment. He's probably about a third. He's got about probably a third left on the tank there, and his fuels actually looked really good tonight. I've got to say, he's nowhere near Disco Stew. Disco Stew's still got half a tank, but he's not that far out compared to Malt Nash as well. He's running the same kit, and I believe Malt Nash is on wheels and pedals as well. So Malt Nash is able to save fuel.
You don't need to save as much fuel in this race as you do in the last race, so it could play into Broken Spoke's favour. Not being able to save fuel as much, it's kind of evened out the disparity in this race.
And we're almost about halfway through at the moment. Surprised I haven't seen any pit stops yet from the medium guys. The faster guys really only running the medium tyres for about 5-6 laps. Malt Nash has burnt through the fuel a bit more than Disco Stew, so I think Disco Stew might be saving a bit too much on those soft tyres there. Could also be looking to run really long into the stint and try and overcut everyone, But Maltnash really in the slip there. The slip's now just going to start pulling him into the corner. And
There it goes.
down the inside. Big
No real
move from
fight.
Maltnash there.
No real fight from Stu. Yeah. Sometimes in these longer races, it doesn't really pay to fight too much. You can really cost yourself some time if you try and battle.
That's absolutely right there, Viper. I would say even all three of these races tonight, you've really got to work with everyone and try.
Oh
and,
no, your Trollocs around. Your Trollocs around.
No, not again. And Maccajack has pulled up as well, so can you get a replay on that one, please? Dodgy for Maccajack.
Hey, I hit the right button. We're on with... Yes, there we go, right into it. Maccajack has just collected Euthrollic's rear quarter panel and pushed him off track. So, unfortunate there. It was a bit of a coming together. And now we're back to the main game. And Maccajack seems to have redressed that. He's back behind Euthrollic now.
First lot of the pit stops happening now.
All pretty even on fuel there. Devil, Palmer and Expat. And amazing sportsmanship there from Maccajack in the Mustang.
Maltnash has got Disco Stew. He's now, I don't know whether Stew had an issue, but he's got a 1.1 second lead over him now.
No, I think Disco Stew's trying to run really long on the softs and do a really short stint, or he's trying to get a pit stop advantage on the refuel, because he's significantly saved fuel compared to everyone else.
There you go.
Yeah, look, if I was... Disco Stew's times, though, aren't too bad. His last few laps have been an 8.8, 8.8, and a 9.7, so... I mean, compared to Smurf, he's been faster than Smurf, but... to the Astons, the Maltnash and Broken Spoke 13R Astons, just needs to be just a tiny bit faster. Maltnash has been able to run consistent 8s.
Yeah, and Broken Spoke's just dropped down into the 9s in the last 2 laps, and he's just pulled in pit stop now.
That's a good drive from Broken Spoke there. Clean open road. He's done the best he can for this first half of the stint. He's now going to have to push really hard on the mediums for the second half of this race. It'll be interesting to see where he pops out compared to the other runners, and Euthrollic is in as well.
Euthrollic had a big save there compared to Spoke.
Yeah, 28 litres.
On board with Expat Champ at the moment, coming
And
through the final corner.
Spoke is only filled up to 93 litres, so he hasn't full fueled. Have to keep an eye on that.
Euthrollic is out as well. So Expat, Palmer and Devil Racer all behind Euthrollic and Broken Spoke. Broken Spoke on the mediums and Euthrollic on the softs.
Got that 12-second buffer, so let's see if he can keep it.
Yeah, some big gaps there from 6th place onwards there. 12 seconds between Broken Spoke, Euthrollic, and then about 2 seconds from Euthrollic to Champ, Expat Champ. And then Palmer and Devil have got about a 2-second gap as well. Not the third race that Devil Racer was probably planning on having after a pretty emphatic drive in race 2.
Yeah, he's definitely got some work to do in the last stint of this race to try and make up a couple of places.
He's got a lot of work to do, that's for sure. He's been stuck at the back of the pack for most of this race here. Maybe just might be saving a bit too much again, or just not running the Corvette to its full potential on this race.
So we've got a couple of guys yet to pit, so Maltnash is going to be in this lap. Disco Stew can go another lap if he chooses to. And it looks like he is going to stay out. And Smurf is in as well.
Evil One
Nash in with
probably
one
the
leader.
next one to go in. Evil One is coming in as well.
Mackajack
Maybe
should be in.
Mackajack as well. Yeah, Mackajack's in as well.
So it's going to be interesting to see where Ash comes out compared to Spoke after that stop. Spoke was a couple of seconds in front of him, about 3 or 4.
And he's out now. About 2 seconds and growing. And your Throlix hasn't able to make any time up on Evil One. In fact, has lost time even after that spin.
that'll be a penalty.
Ooh.
Yep.
He's off the side there, trying to avoid the penalty.
Nope.
And no, not enough there. 1.5 seconds. Oh, it's right on the apex there. And Palmer and Expat managed to get past him there. No issues. We race on,
Now,
but the battle now for 6th is tightened up quite a lot now.
So now we've got Disco Stew out in front with a 24-second lead. Stop, and he should come out probably with Molten Ash.
It depends how much fuel he put. Well, it is going to be a short fuel stop, so he'll be lucky. I think you're averaging around a 30-odd second stop. So with short, he might get a bit less. If
So he might come out in between Molten Ash and Smurf.
Yeah, if I was Ash and Spoke, I would be hoping to God that Smurf and Evil One get a bit mixed up back here, because they're the closest ones that could possibly catch them. Being teammates, I'd be trying my darndest to work together to make sure we finish that race 1-2. I'm not saying that because I'm 13R biased, being a member for 2 years. Maybe just a little.
Maybe just a little.
Maybe just a little.
What's a little bit of bias?
Yes, well, 2 seasons, I should say, not 2 years.
Probably feels like 2 years for you, mate.
Ah, well, a week feels like a year at the moment.
Yeah, it's a bit brutal at the moment. Everyone's feeling it.
Absolutely. Hats off to all those people out there that are putting up with COVID.
Disco Stew's out. Disco Stew's out, and he's
second.
almost got the jump on Broken Spoke.
How much fuel's he got in? Yeah.
He's got about
He's
half a
bit
tank.
over half, but
Just about
55
half, yeah.
litres.
Wow.
So he almost got the jump on Broken Spoke there, but Broken Spoke was he's been on that wild turkey tonight by the looks of it, and he's able to get back up into the lead, and he's got a 1.2 second buffer there, so
Will it be
I think
enough?
Broken Spoke.
Just wonder if Disco Stew's going to have to save a little bit of fuel. He's only got 4 laps to do with half a tank. So he should be okay. But I just wonder if he may have filled a little bit short.
Trying to go for track position over race certainty, possibly. Molten Ash, quite a bit more fuel.
Do we have the difference of medium and soft tyres between Spoke and Disco Stew?
Top
No,
3
they're
are on mediums, and
Right.
everyone is on softs.
Evil One's the first of the softs.
Okay, well that's definitely going to be a duel to the end there. I'm not sure if the Supra has the cojones to attack the Aston, but he'll definitely give it a red hot go.
Although keep an eye on everyone as well. He is on a purple wrap at the moment on the soft tyres. Whether he will have the fuel to the end though will be another story.
He max fueled when he stopped, so he should be okay. Although that is the GTR can be thirsty.
And he's down on the purple, but he's still up on his personal best. A little bit squirrely there through the forest S's and down through the dip. Into the final corner. Gets a good run out. The gap there, the gap between Molten Ash and everyone's down to 4.2 now.
2077.
And purple there from Evil One.
Still a second a lap. It's a lot to try and pull in. It looks like Disco Stew has managed to pull in 3/10 on Spoke at the moment.
Oh yeah, it's under a second now. He's going to have slipstream if he onto this back straight if he keeps this up. And Malt Nash is coming into the party as well. So Disco Stew's done exactly what he needed to do there. He needed to split those two 13R cars so they couldn't work together. And now he's just going to have to punch it as hard as he can and try and get past Broken Spoke. I mean, getting up behind someone's way different than getting them past. You still got to make the pass.
Absolutely, and Ash is almost in his slip now, so if Molten Ash gets into Disco Stew's slip, Disco Stew might actually start concentrating a bit more on the battle ahead with Ash rather than Broken Spoke. So, yeah, which way is it going to go? It's dead centre, could go anyway.
And then more battles throughout the pack. You've got your Throix fighting for 6th place between Palmer there.
Smurf on his own.
Yeah, that's about it actually. The field has really spaced out quite a lot here in Split 3. Split 2, it did the opposite towards the end of the race. It sort of closed up on everyone, or everyone sort of closed up on each other towards the end of the race. But Split 3 doing the opposite, everyone just sort of spacing out from each other.
It's down to under a second again, the lead.
Yep. Supra seems to love that back sector.
Yeah, that last sector, it's very strong through that last sector.
He's got him now, he's definitely in his slip now.
And he's broken the slip to Malt Nash, so Disco Stew doing exactly what he needs to do, putting himself in a great position.
And it looks like Broken Spoke tried to back it in there into turn 1, a little bit sideways on corner entry. But I think Disco Stew with the better tyres compared to Broken Spoke. I think it's his race to almost lose at the moment, but having said that, the fuel situation between these two is chalk and cheese.
Yeah, Disco Stew may still be compromised on fuel. So 2 laps to go. Yeah, should be okay. He's
Going to be putting that foot down to try and catch Spoke.
he might decide to sit in behind Spoke for a lap and save a bit of fuel and maybe get him on the last lap.
Might even be waiting on Broken Spoke just to make a small mistake. He was about a half a car width off the apex there. And that's just given Disco Stew the run off the corner, and he's gaining.
He's right on his bumper now.
Through the Bullet Express kink.
Oh, he's going to try and take him.
Down the inside he goes, and he's got the
Holds
move
him out.
there. Broken Spoke's trying to hold it tough around the outside. Looks for the cutback.
Nice clean move there, well done.
Into the Forest S's.
Spoke's just got to try and keep him now. Keep him for that lap. Do the same thing again on the last lap.
Just got to push him, and just try and get an error.
Maybe hope that Disco Stew's probably burnt the wick a bit too hard trying to get that position off Broken Spoke. But having said that, Broken Spoke got the line wrong through the final corner there. Had to check up a little bit and save it from hitting the wall on the exit. Malt Nash, a comfortable third at the moment. Doesn't need to do too much to finish on the podium. I don't believe Evil One has the pace
Or the fuel.
Yeah, or even the fuel, yeah, to catch up onto Malt Nash. That gap's not closing down as quick as what he'd like. In fact, it's barely moving in his favour. And just checking out the battle for 6th at the moment as well. Palmer holding off your Throgs. They were nose to tail right underneath right up against each other through turn 3. Palmer was able to build up a bit of a gap.
Oh, Broken Spokes pulled out. Coming over the bridge, it's taken the lead back.
Gone early. That's brought Ash up.
He's got the run out of the corner though. Gap's up to half a second, but he's a bit wide of the apex there. Again, about another half a car width off the apex, just not hooking the car in, using the camber to his favour. And again, Disco Stew's going to make the move down the inside through the Bullet Express kink.
It's going to get him way before the braking zone.
And this is going to bring Molten Ash into the battle as well, with about a lap to go, about a lap and a half to get, or 2.5 laps to go.
If I was Spoke, I'd stay there. I wouldn't try and take him on this last lap coming. Just wait till the end of the lap and then take him.
He's going to have to be in front in that last sector. Just got to try and get past him on that back straight into the braking zone and then hold him off through that last sector where the Super is very strong.
Absolutely.
And it looks like the Super is going to have the fuel for the final lap here as we tick on over to the final lap. The gap between Molten Ash and Evil One for 3rd and 4th has just grown, so...
oh, that's close to a penalty. Disco Stew running close to the wire there on the track limits, but he's gotten away with it.
And Evil One is having to save heavily now for the final lap here. Might be compromised a little bit with Smurf. Smurf's got fuel to burn, so Smurf might actually catch up to Evil One. There is a 5-second gap there though. And Yothrox has managed to get past Palmer for 6th place, giving the guys towards the back of the grid a bit of a coverage here. Devil Race is stuck in 8th and flashing red on the fuel gauge. Probably one to forget for Devil Race here for the final race of the evening.
Disco Stew and Broken Spoke are going to battle this out for the top step of the podium. Who's going to get it? Who's going to make the move?
And Broken
Spoke, that run.
He's hooked the car in there on the apex, just doesn't get the run out of the corner, and Disco Stew's just going to pull away.
Yeah, I think he's lost it.
Yeah, he needed to be right up against his bumper onto that straight.
Didn't quite get that slip, unfortunately. He was just out of it.
Still a bit of time left there for Disco Stew to maybe make a mistake here. The commentator's curse is strong with me.
The force is strong with this one. That is for sure.
And Disco Stew having to save a bit of fuel.
Going to make it over the line with fumes in his tank, but it's going to be enough.
Is it going to be enough?
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, just enough.
What a race.
That was a great strategy deployed there by Disco Stew, running super long on the soft, short filling, saving time in the pit lane and getting the win.
And the field really spread out. Last of the runners, Maccajack into the wall. I think he's starting to regret the choice of that Mustang there.
I thought that would have been after round 1.
From pole to the top step of the podium.
Yep, and he's done it in a 30.43. So we've gone down to a 31.07 at Maccajack. So there's only, 20 odd seconds, a bit over 20 seconds in it. So it wasn't that bad of a spread.
Was not at all.
Yeah, for the length of race that's a pretty close finish.
Well, that was the last of the sprints for the Group 3 cars. Where are we off to next, Dodgy? I believe you've got the details up there in front of you now.
Yes, I do. We're in the Ferraris again, the GR4s next week at Autodrome Largo Maggiore. We've got 3 races on, 2 7-lappers and a 15-lapper starting next Sunday. And then after that, I think we're into our grand finale 2 weeks at Bathurst, which is going to be a rip snorter with some retro liveries. It's going to be on for young and old. So looking forward to it all. Over to you, Touchy, to sign us off for the night.
Yeah, look, the last of our sprint rounds at Autodrome Maggiore. I can remember I got a very good win in the first of the One Make series we ran there a few seasons ago, so be looking forward to try and repeating that again this time around with the Group 4 Ferraris. But thank you very much, Viper, for chilling out with me tonight and helping me through the Split 3 races.
Yeah, my pleasure, mate. It's always a pleasure to get in the comms box and share some fun time with some fun guys.
And as always, Dodgy, thank you very much for bringing the action to us.
Not a problem. I was glad to be back tonight, guys. Looking forward to it. I wish I could be here for Bathurst, but I'll give Maggiore a red-hot go anyway.
Too easy, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing everyone out on track next Sunday at Autodrome Largo Maggiore for the last of the European races. Stay safe, have fun, and we will catch you guys next week.